then stop and use the zip in front to secure it.
Yeah?
Tie the straps around your chest and waist.
不要。
Welcome aboard the River Explorer Boat Tour. The bumboat was a vessel once used in the early days of this country. It was used to ferry goods such as rice from larger ships in open water to warehouses along the riverbank. You are now cruising along the Singapore River, the center of trade of this nation from 1819 until the later half of the 20th century. Trading was primarily carried out at Boat Quay. Here at Clarke Quay was where traders stored their goods. The conservation buildings flanking both sides of the river were once warehouses. Straight ahead is the Reed Bridge, named after prominent resident William Reed. In the past, laborers and boat rowers would gather every evening at an open space on the left of the bridge, listening to animated Teochew storytellers. This area was called Chua Chun Tao in Teochew. On our left are two traditional bungboats of yesteryear that have since been converted into floating restaurants. Did you notice the painted eyes on the boats? Locals believe they help keep the boats safe from danger. Next is the tannery. Built in 1891, it was originally used by European engineering firm Riley Hargreaves and Company as a rubber warehouse. However, the name the tannery is a reflection of the many pineapple factories that used to be located in Clarke Quay during the 19th and 20th centuries. Can you see a bright pink building with green windows? That is the old Whampoa Ice House. Opened in 1854, Whampoa's Ice House was Singapore's first ice house that sold imported ice, packed in sawdust from the frozen winter lakes of New England, the United States of America, at a time when refrigeration did not exist. The ice house that you see now is a replica that was constructed near its original location. Vibrant trade in the Singapore River continued to prosper into the later half of the 20th century. This, however, caused the river to become badly polluted. Cleaning up the river was initiated in 1987, and since then, Clarke Quay has been successfully transformed into a popular entertainment. On your right is the Central. The doors opened in 2007, containing 5 levels of retail space and houses Singapore's first purpose-built servo units. Straight ahead is the Coleman Bridge, named after an Irish architect in the 18th century. George Drumgold Coleman was supposedly Singapore first architect. The bridge was replaced first by a wooden one in 1865 and an iron structure in 1886. This iron bridge was considered one of the most attractive bridges spanning the Singapore River. It stood for about a century, but was unable to cope with the increasingly heavy international flow between New Bridge Road and Hill Street. The iron bridge was finally demolished in 1986 and replaced with the present bridge. However, several features of the iron bridge, such as the decorated lampposts and iron railing, were incorporated into the current structure in recognition of its historical significance. A new road was built for New Bridge across the river. Guess what's the name of the road above? Why, New Bridge Road, of course. Ahead is the Alger Bridge, completed in 1929. This was once the only place you could walk across the Singapore River. The bridge served as a link between the Chinese communities south of the river to the Indian merchants of the north. Looking for a swinging good time? Head on down to Boat Quay on our right. With a mix of fine and alfresco dining, lovely bars and pubs, Boat Quay is arguably the favorite place to chill out. The lower course of the Singapore River was thought to take on the shape of the belly of the car, a traditional sign of prosperity. Thus, many traders erected shophouses along the banks further upriver on this particular belief. You may have noticed the variance in height amongst the conserved shophouses on your right. Did you know that back then, a building's height also marked the man's wealth? The taller a shophouse, the wealthier the owner. After the shophouses are the swanky buildings of the Central Business District. It houses 3 of the tallest buildings in Singapore. The OUB, UOB, and the Republic Plaza all stand equal at 280 meters, a limit set by the Aviation Authority of Singapore. Do feel free to leave your seats, walk up to the front of the boat, and enjoy the unobstructed view at the viewing gallery.
For everyone. Let's go down to the riverside. It's an unforgettable sight.
By world-renowned architect Kenzo Tao. Notice the large bird sculpture in front of the UOB building? It was designed by Fernando Botero. The other sculpture inside the atrium is called Homage to Newton by Salvador Dali. Right up front is the Cavinar Bridge, the only suspension bridge in Singapore. It is also the oldest bridge on the island that still exists in its original form. The bridge links the Civic District on the left to the Commercial District on the right. Before Cavinar Bridge was constructed, people could only get to the 2 districts via a detour over Elgin Bridge or by paying for a boat ride across the river. Just before the bridge are life-size cast-iron sculptures of traders from yesteryear. Now, if we could direct your eyes to the right end of the bridge, you will spot a cast-iron cat hiding near the area. It is a replica of the Singapore cat, recognized as one of the smallest breeds of cat in the world. Next are a group of boys leaping in for a swim by turning suspended in the air. Installed in 2000 and called the First Generation, they have become a favorite force. The magnificent colonnaded building is the briefly conserved Fullerton Hotel. Built in 1928, it was once a colonial post office, World War II hospital, and Japanese military headquarters. We encourage you to include the historic Fullerton in your itinerary. Coming up is the 100-year-old Henderson Bridge. This bridge is now part of the F1 Singapore Grand Prix Marina Bay Street Circuit. During the night race, the Grand Old Dame will be lit up with all the intricate details shining bright. Yet, during the Japanese occupation from 1942 to 1945, the 7 heads of criminals were hung on the bridge as a warning to discourage citizens from breaking the law. A small piece of land jutting out into the river on the right used to be the riverbank, the original home to the lion before its relocation. Straight ahead is the Esplanade Bridge. We are now at the mouth of the Singapore River and entering Marina Bay. It was aimed to provide additional land near the central business center of Singapore. On our right is the Malayan Heart. The Malayan is the head of a lion and the body of a kid. Designed by Fraser Brunet of the tourism board in 1964, it is Singapore's tourism icon. Fish body comes from the word
มาลาโยเลยเห็น
Singapore's ancient name The lion head represents the lion spotted by Prince Songmyo Tama when he first discovered Singapore in 11 AD. This Malayan statue was created in 1972 by a Singaporean craftsman. It used to stand at the mouth of the Singapore River behind the Esplanade Bridge. But in 2002, the statue was 2-meter tall cub relocated to the current Malayan Heart. The Malayan traveled by barge and was hoisted over the Esplanade Bridge before settling into its final location. Here's food for thought. Building a Malayan cost $110,000 in the 70s, but the relocation later costs a whopping $5 million. Standing at 8.6 meters tall and weighing in at 40 tons, the Malayan statue has a body of cement, skin of porcelain plates, and eyes of small red teacups. Right where it's sitting now, the Malayan was struck by lightning in February 2009 and had to undergo some repair work. Now this is a postcard perfect spot for a Singapore cityscape. Feel free to move around and put your camera to use. It is often a haunt for fresco dining at night. One Fullerton is connected to Fullerton Hotel by underpass.
Đây bì họ